Hey guys, how are you? Hope you're all doing very well. This afternoon I'm going to be doing a review of a comedy thriller from the United States, English language, released in the year 2013, directed by E.L. Katz, and this movie is called Cheap Thrills. And the story to Cheap Thrills is as follows. Craig's rough day leads him to a seedy pub where he bumps into an old friend, Vince. While celebrating their chance reunion over a few drinks, they encounter a wealthy couple who tempt the friends into a series of challenges, each with a reward of money to the winner. It's simple at first, but the lucrative game quickly escalates. Soon the friendship and morality of Craig and Vince are tested as the challenges go off the rails. So the movie starts off with Craig. He is a young father and husband, and his family are in a lot of trouble. They've recently got an eviction notice, and he has also been made redundant from his job. So he sees no other option but basically to live on the street. So he's very depressed about this, so he decides to go to a pub, and he wants to drown his sorrows. So just before he's about to leave, he meets up with an old friend of his, Vince. Now, they haven't seen each other in 5 years, and they're really keen to meet up again. So Vince is talking about things, and he wants Craig to stay. Craig is going to go home, but he wants him to stay for a few more drinks, and so that they can catch up. So as the evening progresses, they run into this very wealthy couple. Now, this couple say to them that they can alleviate their money concerns by playing a few games. So it seems harmless enough, $50 for whoever can down the first shot first, and other challenges that seem a little bit odd, but it's easy money. So as Craig and Vince stay on, they want the money that this wealthy couple have to offer, and they go back to their house. So this is where the challenges start to get more and more intense, and before long, the morality of Craig and Vince is tested, and so is their friendship, and what they're prepared to do for money, it escalates into a very, very dark corner. So what happens at that point on, and whether or not they can get out of their problems in one piece, is something you're going to have to find out for yourself, because that's as far as I'm going with my synopsis. Now, my thoughts on Cheap Thrills. I didn't really expect anything from this one, but what I got was a fairly enjoyable film. I liked it, and I thought it was pretty good. Now, to start off with, it is a morality tale about what you would do for money. How far would you go in order to get a quick buck? And the friendship of Vince and Craig is tested, and you think at the start of the film it's a very good friendship, that nothing can really break it, because they seem to be likable. They seem to have these qualities that they can relate to. So at the start of the movie, you feel that, yeah, this is a genuine friendship, but as the movie goes along, when money comes into it, the friendship starts to be torn apart, and it shows you the power of money. And the scary thing about the film is that this could happen. If you are lured by a lot of money, you can change the way you are, your morals, what you stand for, your values. They can go out the window in order to get money, and that's what the film really demonstrates, is that the darkness that money can bring. And I thought the morality tale was done very well. It's not a complex film, it's very straightforward, simplistic, but I thought it was an enjoyable experience. Now, it is a very dark film, but at the same time quite funny. So it is a very black humor film. If you're into that kind of thing, Cheap Thrills does deliver that. I found myself laughing at things that I really shouldn't have, and from a black comedy, that's exactly what you want. Now, the acting from Craig and Vince, as I said, a very genuine friendship blossomed between the two, and I thought they were very likable. They were in a desperate situation, and although you don't care too much about what's going on, you feel that the friendship is there. So when the friendship starts to get torn apart, you can feel a little bit of emotion in there. And I thought the acting from Craig especially was very good. Vince was kind of like the comedy relief character, but as the movie goes along, the beauty of it is that it starts off funny, but then it goes down a very dark road, and you find yourself being disturbed, because some of the stuff they have to do is really quite, morbid, and it's even disgusting in some parts. It will test your gag reflex, and there's also some brutality put into it as well. So before you know it, you'll be laughing, and then you'll be shocked. And that's what the film does. It blends humor, and then it blends horror. And the best part about it is that it goes from comedy to horror. It doesn't really blend in both at the same time. So it does take you off guard. The very light-hearted approach the movie has at the start, it does transform into something dark, and then you feel a lot of different emotions. So the ending of the film I thought was really intense, very grim, so I'm not going to give anything away, but I thought it was a great way to finish what was a very dark experience. Now, the acting from the couple, David Koechner, who is known from The Office, he played Packer. He's also known as the sports anchor from Anchorman. I thought he was the weakest character of the film, because when I was watching him, I kept thinking of Packer, and I kept thinking of the news broadcaster from Anchorman. He doesn't really have a versatile approach to his acting, and it just felt like, yeah, it wasn't a guy from this film. It was a guy from, it was Packer, and I couldn't shake the Packer sort of feel that this guy had. And so, thankfully, it's not a great role. It doesn't require a lot because the movie does focus on the friendship between the two leads. But I thought it could have been cast a little bit better as far as this guy is concerned. Now, the mysterious wife, I thought she was a good character, and it does play into this married couple a little bit later on. There's a lot of mysterious quality behind the couple, so I thought they did play an interesting role, but that David Koechner's character, I just didn't feel it was in place. It felt out of place for a film like this. I think he should stick to, the Anchorman sort of roles, that kind of film where it's very, very light-hearted. But this one, it didn't quite work as far as that's concerned. But having said that, it's not a negative to the film because it does work well. The pacing is very, very good. It gets right into it before you know it, and the morality of it all. You'd be questioning what you would do in a similar situation, and that's what surprised me. I wasn't expecting to enjoy it, but what I got was just a really worthwhile experience that I would highly recommend if you're into the very disturbing black comedy. So I wouldn't say it's a masterpiece, but it's definitely surprising, and it's one that I would happily recommend to anyone out there wanting something a little bit different. So overall, for Cheap Thrills, I'm going to give it 3.5 stars. I liked it, and I'm sure a lot of you out there will as well. Alright guys, that's my review. Hope you enjoyed it. Till next time, keep watching movies, and I'll see you later. Bye.